I really just did this so I could put up this Photoshop I did of Malibu Kyle. I think it was Jimmy the other day who called him Malibu Kyle or Malibu Ken or something. And I just thought, wow, that is absolutely a perfect analogy for what this guy has become. But there's Dave Smith did kind of a response to Kyle and the dumb shit he said. And I didn't want to go back into this shit with Kyle, but we have to talk about this. So anyway, listen to this clip from Dave Smith's show where he talks a little bit about your boy Kyle.
Break his brain, and then look at that. He goes full MAGA. And you know what? That makes me look like a jackass because I was the one going in there, taking him at face value, acting kind, holding his hand and walking him through it like he was a toddler on these topics. And then,
okay, I don't know if you remember this. I didn't have time to go dig up the clip, but the last time Kyle was on Rogan, he just like educated Rogan on how awesome Joe Biden is. Literally everything Kyle said in that interview is bullshit, dog shit, fucking garbage. And he's trying to act like he schooled Joe Rogan. And then Joe Rogan went MAGA and made him look bad. His entire audience is Democratic bots now. Has to be.
Wow, in retrospect, would you look at that? You completely flipped
it here. No, Kyle, it makes you look bad because it makes you look like you lost the argument. It makes you look like maybe you were wrong about a lot of that stuff. And I'm sorry, but like,
he did the universe such a favor by going on Rogan.
Yeah, right. Yes, you went on there and held his hand like a toddler and walked.
Fuck you, Cap. Fuck you, Cap. Fuck you, Cap.
Walked him through these topics. In other words, you got invited on the biggest fucking show, and you went on to take advantage of that opportunity where Joe was open and gave you a platform and listened to what you had to say. And you said, because I've seen some of his episodes on there, you said a bunch of standard boilerplate left-wing things. That's what you did.
Yeah, they tried to argue a bunch of shit about the NLRB or some shit. Like Biden did something historic thing with the NLRB. How did that turn out? He also armed continuously a genocide that Trump's basically put an end to before he even took the oath of office. So, I don't know how this guy gets away with this shit. Like how he still has an audience pretending like he's educating the public. This guy has absolutely no principles or values whatsoever. He's clearly just a DNC shill who I think what's so disappointing to me is I used to love Kyle. I used to take him seriously as a commentator and look up to him as a person. And anyway, let me play a little bit more of this Dave Smith interview before we clock out here.
Spend some time on the show today responding to a clip that's been going around of Kyle Kulinski criticizing Joe Rogan
and showing off a new hair color.
And I think he's had that for a while at this point. Let me say, I guess before we get disclose these things, just because I feel like that's the responsible thing to do, to like be like, okay, well, look, here's where I'm coming from, and I'm certainly not without my bias when it comes to this topic. Obviously I'm friends with Joe, and I've been on his show many times. But full disclosure, he's made I think a couple videos of me over the years where it's like stuff we agree on, war for the most part, where he's just like been like, Dave Smith, shreds this guy or whatever. And we've been cool. I did his show with his podcast that he hosts with Crystal Ball, who I like very much. And I enjoyed our conversation. So it's not like I'm not coming at this like I have anything against Kyle. but I did think that this warranted a response from us. So let's get into this clip a little bit. Let's start it off, and we'll give our thoughts.
Then you're a fake independent media. You're not.
I just want to state for the record that I do have something against Kyle because he's a fake and a sellout, and he used to actually be an honest commentator, and now he's not an honest commentator. He's clearly has his views shaped for him by external figures. He's not saying what's on his mind. He's not giving honest commentary. He's running cover for the Democrats as a progressive. Fuck you, Kyle.
Real independent media. And I'm now going to war because what we saw is a lot of these people like Joe Rogan, you know, I was there. I was on his show 4 or 5 times. He would sit there and nod in agreement when I would make anti-Trump arguments and arguments in favor of a left-wing worldview. Then 3 weeks later, Ben Shapiro would come on and say the exact opposite of me on every issue, and he would nod along in agreement.
Hold up. I said certified freak 7 days of the week. Wet ass P word. Make that pullout game weak.
Right? And so...
Wait, did he just say Ben Shapiro? Because I think he did, and I'm going to have to go way back in the vault right now and play my Ben Shapiro remix for you. Here you go. Enjoy this.
Yeah, you effin' with some wet ass P word. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass P word. Give me everything you got for this wet ass P word. Beat it up, N-word, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this P word right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top if I want to ride. I do a kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This P word is wet, come take a dive. And it gets significantly more vulgar. Like a lot more vulgar. Talk your S word, bite your lip. Ask for a call while you ride that D word. This is, guys, this is what feminists fought for. You really ain't never gonna F him for a thing. He already made his mind up before he came. Now get your boots and your coat for this wet ass P word. Pay my tuition just to kiss me on this wet ass P. Right, so P word is female genitalia. This is what the feminist movement was all about. It's not. It's not really about, you know, women being treated as independent, full-rounded human beings. It's about wet ass P word. And if you say anything differently, it's because you're a misogynist, you see.
He knows a thing or two about wet ass P word.